Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's your boys, Mike and Mish, with the Mike and Mish Show. What up, Mike?
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday night here with the boys, your boys, Mike and Mish. How are ya? What you doing?
I just, you know what? These weeknight baseball games, they just take a lot of my time up, and I'm fresh off the baseball field, not showered, smelling like a fucking pig, and we got another win tonight. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Shout out to the Hammers. That's my baseball team.
The Hammers.
The Hammers.
With hammer time.
Well, yeah, they yelled that shit. Hammer time. It's 1, 2, 3 hammers. We won 14-3 tonight, and we kind of pulled back off the gas. Showed a little heart and stopped running. So the boys had a good win tonight. But hey, we got 3 guests tonight. I think we should jump right into it because we're starting a little late tonight. We do have Zeb Vincent coming on, followed by Sawyer Depee, the main event of the upcoming Denver cards. Zeb is also on that card. We'll talk to him about that. And then we have the newly ranked number 1 welterweight in the BKFC, Carlos Trinidad Snake, coming off a huge win this past weekend against Dustin Pig. He's going to come on and talk about his victory. Let's shout out our sponsors real quick.
Oh, let's do it.
Starting off with Bucked Up Supplements and Bucked Up Energy, the real deal Holyfield of supplements, the tastiest sugar-free energy drinks you can get. Promise you that. Get over to buckedup.com, use promo code Mike and Mish 20, buy a bunch of stuff, get some supplements, get in shape for the warm weather months coming up. Look good for the summer. Get some supplements. Mike and Mish 20 is the promo code at buckedup.com. You'll thank me later.
Oh, here we go. Dynamic Life. Sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under 20 seconds. Also, check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's L-I-V Dynamic on Instagram. Boom.
And you got to go out and get that stack, right? That Mike and Mish stack, the Bucked Up Supplements, and live in the Dynamic Life. Become a patient over there. You get jacked, live forever, be a sexual dynamo. You know what I mean? It's the Mike and Mish stack. You got to do it. I got my Bucked Up energy drink right here, and let's go ahead and start the show up, Mike. Who do we got?
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, my God. Can you believe it? We finally got him on. Crazy white boy himself, Zeb Vincent. We are going to bring him on in just a moment. But first, we're going to bring it back in time a little bit to the first time we ever talked to this man in Denver after his fight. Let's take a look at this. And when we come back, we will be joined by Zeb Vincent. Let's go.
All right, we're backstage, BKFC 50. We are here with the guy that got the win in the first fight of the evening, Zeb Vincent, CWB himself. He went out there 30 pounds lighter than he did the last time we saw him, in the same building, same placement on the fight card. You were kicking it off for the Denver crowd that always comes out with an energy that's unmatched. Talk a little bit about getting that W this time out here in front of these people.
It was awesome, man. It was really amazing. It's a blessing to be back here at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, man. I made the weight cut from 205 to 175, and I think it's good for me where I'm at. My weight, it's way better. I'm tired of fighting 6'4" giants, you know what I'm saying? So I'm out here to make a statement. I believe that's what I did tonight.
You obviously have a hard head because we saw what Keegan Vandermeer can do with his power tonight.
Right.
I'm going to tell you a little story. We were back here. We were right over here by the curtain when you fought Keegan, a year ago? Almost a year ago.
Yep.
We heard it, and it sounded like a tree branch. Yeah,
His hand broke, and my head split. His hand broke, my head split. I went home with 3 staples. He went home with a broken hand and rods in it, and he's a fucking soldier, man. Sorry if I'm going to say it. Yeah, he's a fucking soldier, man. And he's actually a really nice dude, man. We're buddies now, and I believe that fight helped me. That fight helped me.
Was the plan to fight at 205, or was that something that they offered you and you're like, you know what, I'm crazy, I'll do it?
Well,
it's in my nickname.
To be honest, I have 2 205 amateur belts in MMA, So when I was amateur, I think I was able to beat a lot of guys at 205. Transitioning to pro shows me that you have to really focus on a good weight. You can't fight at what you walk around at. You can't be a big out of shape guy. You have to be in shape at this level. At the pro level, you got to be the best you can be, and I'm getting there. I'm almost there. I'm getting all my ducks in a row.
You went out there tonight. You put on a display of combinations. You looked great out there. You were landing at will, but it was an uppercut that almost took his nose off his face right at the end there. Did the fight go exactly the way you pictured it?
It did. I said I was going to finish it quick. I told my coach I was going to knock him out. He said make it a quick day. We did. My last fight was an MMA match. I was the main event in Kansas City, Kansas. Shout out to my people in KC. I was the main event. I had a second round knockout with an uppercut. So I think that's my niche, man. That uppercut's there.
There you go. Well, we learned something new about Zeb Vincent tonight. So with that said, you just mentioned that your last fight was in MMA.
Right.
Now you're here in BKFC.
Right.
Are you going to be going back and forth between MMA and BKFC just to stay busy, or are you going to lean in one direction or the other?
I'll never say I'm only doing one thing, because I'm the fighter that loves to fight. I love to fight. Any type of fight. I've done kickboxing. I've done MMA. I've done bare knuckle. I love bare knuckle MMA. That's something I might do. Money talks, bullshit walks. So I'm here to put on a show for the baddest promotions in the world.
There it is, man. He got the crowd hyped tonight with an unbelievable uppercut knockout in the first round. Congratulations, Vincent. Zeb Vincent, CWB himself, BKFC 50, Denver, Colorado. Here we are. All right, dude.
There he is.
We were. That violent evening in Denver. What is going on, Zeb? You're finally on the show. What's
good
going on?
Good to be here. Good to be here, guys. It's good to see you guys.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, you're back. And you know what? First and foremost, I think you need to talk to the BKFC and discuss your profile picture on there. We need an updated profile picture because you're a big boy in that video.
They got that 205 Zeb in there, huh?
Yeah. You're looking a little hefty in that picture, my friend. Last time we ran into you out there in Denver, you look nice and slim and quick and ready to fight. And that is not the man that's on the website.
Man, to be honest with you guys, I'm in the best shape of my life right now. I'm ready to go out to Denver and put on another statement, put on another show, and introduce this guy into bare knuckle the way I was introduced, you know? And when you debut in this stuff, it's an eye-opening experience, and there's only a few that want to come back and do it, you know? And I'm definitely one of those guys, and I'm going to be one of those guys that's going to be in the BKFC for a long time because I know that's where I belong. And when I'm in that squared circle, I feel at home. So,
you know, you just watched the interview. That wasn't like a kind of a redemption for you because that first fight with Keegan, first fight of the night, I think was it the first event in Denver?
Yeah. First one.
You were kicking off the first ever event in Denver. So much pressure on you fighting at 205 against a big giant guy like that. And that huge crack of his hand on your side of your head, you got the L there, but then you go back, same exact thing. You are the fight opener on the next Denver card, and you fucking smoked the dude in the first round. It had to feel really good to kind of erase that L and get the dub, right?
Oh yeah, it's always good to refresh that and make it water under the bridge, come out and show your true self because. To be honest, man, that was my pro debut. That was my first time ever fighting a pro fight. And we know what stage BKFC is on. We all know, right? We all know what stage BKFC is on. And that fight showed me what stage it was on, you know? And it was, like I said, it was eye-opening. And for anybody that plans on pro debuting on this stage, you will be eye-opened. You might get your head opened, you know? This is a sport and a game that isn't one to be played. You know, we don't play bare knuckle. We ain't playing bare knuckle. You know, this is Mortal Kombat. This is my eyeball or your eyeball. This is my chin or your chin, my bone or your bone. And I'm coming home to my wife safe. I know that. Safe and sound. I ain't leaving unscathed. You know, I'm gonna put on a show, and I can't wait to be back in Denver, guys.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Um, you're not the opening fight this time.
No.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
you
we're
have
on the main card now, huh?
hell yeah, that's got to feel pretty good too.
Fucking A.
You had a good enough performance the last time out there, and they're like, you know what, he's not fight event opening material anymore. Let's move
Right.
this kid up. That's got to feel pretty good as well.
Hey, honestly, a blessing, man. Being back with BKFC in general is a blessing because everybody there is like family. Since I fought with them twice, from Kathy with the posters, from you guys, from Kevin, from all the way down. I mean, everybody's treating me and my wife so well. It's a like I said, it's a home for me. It feels home because everybody's so welcoming and so nice, and it's one of the most brutal sports in the world, but it's also the most humbling. And you know what I mean. If this sport don't humble you, nothing will. You know.
It is pretty incredible how close everybody is. I
Right.
think that we were very surprised about that when we first started covering the sport, and even about 3.5 years later, 20 some odd events that we've been to, it really hasn't changed
Right.
that much when it comes to the family dynamic where everybody knows each other. It's not, there's a decent sized crew now. It's bigger than it used to be,
Right.
but it's not so big that you still don't know everybody and they don't all treat you well, right?
Right, exactly. It's not like the superstar gets treated better than the guy that's fighting first, you know? And I think that's huge for fighters because I've been on promotions where it's not like that, you know? And I'm not kissing no BKFC ass. I'm just being truthful. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I keep it 100. When I go out there and interview with you guys right after the fight, it's the same thing as it is right now. You know, I'm going to be 100% and translucent every time, man. So.
In the vast majority of fighters will say the same thing. There's always going to be some unhappy employees, and obviously after David Feldman said the things he said about Chris Sorrow, I'm sure he feels the same type of way. I think there's the few and the far in between, but for the most part, everybody seems happy to fight for that organization, and even the big name fighters that have come over from like the UFC and Bellator and boxing and shit.
Yeah.
Same thing. So
They're just as blessed fighting with
yeah.
the BKFC, you know? That from Eddie to Chad to all them guys, they're just as blessed fighting with the BKFC, man, because what we're doing here is different, you know? We're making, I can tell mountains are moving, you know, and it's gonna continue. It's gonna continue like that. And I plan to be a part of it no matter what happens. My career is gonna I'm fully focused on bare knuckle boxing right now, and I kind of feel like that was a problem with me in the past too. I kind of dibble dabbled in the other sport a little too much with my MMA side, but now that I'm so focused, I got all my eggs in one basket, man.
Nice.
I feel like a new fighter, you know. So I'm gonna come out and put on a better performance. I feel, and I'm ready to introduce this guy to bare knuckle. Like I said,
I got to ask you about both your names, your name and your nickname. The name Zebulon. Zebulon, is that how you say it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
That
sir.
is, I can honestly tell you, you're the first person I've ever met with the name Zebulon.
Very
that
unique.
is a super unique name. I actually looked up the meaning of it, and what was it? Exaltation.
Exalted or exaltation, like something like a higher up.
Yeah.
Someone
So
of basically
the
like,
name-
I mean, I feel like only time I've ever heard that was like with a prince or a king, right? The exalted one.
The exalted one. So the name Zebulon, is that like a family name, or your parents some hippies?
Well, I'll tell you where it came from. I'll tell you where it came from. There's an old show called The Waltons, and they had a grandpa. They had a grandpa on there, and his name was Grandpa Zeb, and his real name was Zebulon. And it was my grandfather's favorite show, and he passed when I was around 1 year old. And I think they choose to name me after his favorite show, The Waltons. On the Grandpa's Ed, so that's where.
Have you ever watched The Waltons? Have you watched it?
I've watched like half an episode because it's in it, but
I'm looking at it right now. It's pretty old. It's like a 1972 to 1981 show. Yeah,
old, weird kind of show.
All right, and then the other name is your nickname, Crazy White Boy, CWB. Who gave you that nickname? Did you have that nickname before you ever started fighting? Like, tell us the background there.
All right, to be honest. The neighborhood I came from, I adapted to it because that's what people would call me. It wasn't never, hey Zeb. It wasn't never the guy with the tattoo or nothing. It was like that white boy. It was always that white boy, and then it turned into that crazy white boy, and it was always that crazy ass white boy, and then it kind of stuck, man. And it's a family thing too. It's a family thing too. My brother's got it tatted on them too. We're all CWB, so it's a movement now, and I'm trying to take it all the way.
So what were you doing in town for everyone to know who you were enough to call you the crazy white boy?
Hey, I love to
incriminate yourself.
I loved to bare knuckle fight before it was sanctioned.
Okay.
I loved doing bare knuckle because I had to, honestly. Where I came from and the situations I were in coming up, I had to. Because if I didn't, I would have either got my stuff taken, my family would have got hurt in, just bad stuff would have happened. I didn't grow up in a great area, and it really molded me into who I am today. And my mother helped me with that, and my upbringing was it was a wild one, man. Drugs, a lot of drugs everywhere, drugs all over me every day. People, dangerous grown ass men around me every day, all day, every day. So I had to be able to defend myself and my family. And it came at a young age, man. I was fighting at a young age. Last time I interviewed you guys, I was fighting real young, grown ass men. So
what city was this?
To use Keegan as a reference, you can look at him and tell he's a savage, right? He's 6'4", he's a dog. I took him without a bat of an eye. I said, BKFC, oh yeah, I want him. I'll fight him. And now he's a war brother to me, He's a war brother. That's a war brother to me because he, like I said, he opened my eyes and made me get better. So
what city were you talking about? Did you come up in Denver? Or
no, Kansas City, Kansas. Wyandotte County.
Okay.
Wyandotte County to be exact. Wyandotte County.
Okay, so in that interview after the last BKFC fight, you said shout out to all my KC people. That you were shouting out your home city, basically.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Kansas City, KCK, Wyandotte County. A couple of small towns, Argentine, Highland Crest, Turner. That's where my upbringing was. So that's that.
Okay. So what do you know about your opponent, Casey Moses?
He's a boxer. He's a boxer, man, and these boxers don't want to do bare knuckle boxing, man. I'm telling you that. We're gonna see. We'll see how bad he wants to do it, man. I really can't wait. I want to see if he boxes me or if he brawls with me, and whichever one is bad for him. I promise. It's just. I'm not one to talk shit, especially if dude ain't in front of me. I don't never pop off at the mouth like that. So all respect to Casey with jumping into this game, just like I did as a pro debut. Jumping in. Like Keegan did with me. I would love to baptize him into the bare knuckle game. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna baptize him into the bare knuckle game, and I'll shake his hand after. I'll buy him a beer afterwards. Whatever. It's whatever, but. You know what I mean? Until then, when we both get in that squared circle, it's my family or yours. And I promise you, my family's coming now. So I can't wait. I don't know much about him. Like I said, he's a boxer, man. I watched some tape, a little bit of tape, but there's not too much to watch. He don't have too many fights out there. He's got a couple of amateur boxing matches and some USA boxing amateur stuff. It's all right, man. He's got quick hands. Quick, heavy hands. I seen him at the tryouts too in Colorado.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't there, but I seen some video footage of him because I was at the tryouts in Aurora, Colorado, like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
and that's kind of how I got introduced to bare knuckle, and I got noticed just how he did. You know what I'm saying? Because we are on the prospect series. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to BKFC prospect series. That's the thing that they got going and blowing right now. So. I'm happy to be on it, man. I'm happy to show that I'm a BKFC prospect. I went in there like I said, I was 205, man. I was heavy, and I was out working almost the whole room.
I actually have that picture of you. You put it on your page, your before and after photo that you posted. So for people like
Look at that.
I mean, that's some progress right there, man. That's some good progress too.
Yeah,
Hey, that's like 220 to 170 right there.
Yeah,
that's
Shit.
wild, man. And what do you walk around now that you're committed to bare knuckle and you said all your eggs are in one basket? So now you want to make a living in the welterweight division. Are you walking around lighter? Are you walking around like 185, 190 nowadays?
Yep, I'm 85 or lower, kind of at all times.
Nice.
85 or lower at all times, and because I'm ready to fight at 70 also if the call comes, So
That's great, dude. I love that. I mean, good for you. The first time we saw you out there was definitely a different person from the second time we saw you out there. And you have a minion tattooed on your fucking arm there?
Yes, sir. Smoking a doobie.
Let me.
Smoking a doobie.
I love that.
My high school wrestling coach hated me for that one.
Really? You had that in high school?
Wait,
that's funny.
My senior year of high school, I was on the wrestling team. He said, "You think you're pretty tough with a cartoon tatted on you, don't you?"
Jesus. I just noticed how you're 29 years old. I always forget that I'm like a lot older than some of you guys. So like the fact that you were in high school and there were fucking Minion movies out, that like just kind of blows my mind. You know what I mean?
Graduated in 2014.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. It's sad. It's a sad state of affairs when you realize all of a sudden that you're 41. So. Oh shit, that's right. I'm 40. Oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah, dude, he graduated high school 14 years after I did. It's fucking
nice.
Crazy.
That's good.
But, hey, you know what? I still feel like a kid, and I don't give a shit. I'm gonna keep living the way.
Fuck yeah, you move around good, man. I see you. Shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, dude, we're excited.
He's out there screaming at little kids on the baseball field.
Yeah, have you ever seen Kicking and Screaming? You ever seen
That's you?
it's that's a soccer movie, but the way Will Ferrell starts acting towards the end, I'm just joking. I wouldn't fucking be like that. You know what? I could totally see, like, you watch the news and you see like brawls at Little League games. I could see how that shit would happen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
you get that intense out there?
Well, quick story. You'll laugh at this. This is not this season. Last season, we're sitting there and we're down 6-2, right? And we're sitting at the edge of the dugout, that me and two other coaches, and the first base coach, full grown man, standing fucking 15 feet away from us, hands on his knees facing the first base. So his back is to us. And we think it's strike three. Full count. Ball goes in, it's letter high. We're like, yeah. And the guy calls ball four. We're like, oh, come on, man. That was a strike. That should have been a strike, right? We're like kind of like giving the ump a little bit of shit, but we're not being dickheads about it. The fucking dude at first base goes, sounds like something a coach down 6-2 would say. And we're like, what the fuck you just say? And he's like, he doesn't look back. And the guy I coach with goes, are we going to fight at a fucking Little League game right now? I'm like, oh, boy. I'm like, okay, now I can see how because instantly me and this other coach were kind of like fired up about it. Like, dude, you fucking little bitch. And then the third coach, who's the voice of the reason most of the time, was like, all right, guys, fucking calm down.
Let me remember there's children out here.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, man.
Don't want to kill anybody in front of children.
Right.
But no, man, it's my fun hobby on the side. So when we're not full time in the military, I'm fucking coaching and doing this shit. So
fucking right, man.
So yeah, man. Real quick before we let you go, Zeb, I have a question from Big Ben, although AKA Little Ben. If you watch Brian Socha's Bare Knuckle show, they call him Little Ben because he's not Big Ben Rothwell. He's Big Ben the fan, and he's asking, what do you? You're fighting in the smaller ring, right? You've never fought in the smaller ring. You've only fought in the bigger ring. What do you think about that?
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
You're interested in that small ring?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I wish we were in an elevator. I'd like this.
Like the phone booth fighting? Like you ever see that shit?
I'll fight him in the elevator, man. Phone booth, yeah, all that. Because
Have you ever seen that?
It makes, bro. Hey, fighting in a smaller area makes the guy with more skills show off more. You have to. You got to. If you have, you know what I mean. You have to be able to work. You got to be able to work. I'm going to work. You know what I mean? May 31st, I'm clocking in. and I'm going to work. I'm cashing my check, and I'm bouncing, and then I'll be back for another one. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
Nice.
I love it,
I
man.
love
You
that.
got a great attitude. I mean, obviously, you got great work ethic. It's like nowadays, I don't know how you were before, but obviously, you have figured some shit out because you're walking around much healthier. You're looking much healthier. You're looking
Thank
fast
God.
and strong. And the last time we saw you, I'm looking forward to seeing how that translates to the third time because you, like you said, Casey Moses is not a bare knuckle fighter. He doesn't have any experience in it yet, but you have downloaded some information from one fight to the next, and now you're stepping
Yes,
in there
sir.
for a third time. So you know that there's some things that you had to focus on more from one fight to the next, and that's a big chip for you for sure.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
so we're gonna give you a second to shout out anybody you want. You could say whatever you want. You could send a message to Moses. You could do whatever you want, dude. The floor is yours, and then we're gonna let you get up out of here, dude.
Right on. Hey, let me shout out my sponsors, my management team, Jackson Wink Worldwide Athlete Management Team. Shout out. Let me shout out the sponsors, Midtown Tattoo, XM Automotive, Iron Eagle Customs, the best bike shop out there. That's it, guys. Rudy Bear's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Westport, Kansas City, Missouri. Steve Crawford's American Jiu-Jitsu. My boy Leo Pla down in Denver, he'll be there. He's an experienced bare knuckle guy. That's my boy. That's my partner. He'll be out there waiting on me. That's all the shout outs, guys. Mike and Mish, this show right here. Let's shout out this show, the best bare knuckle podcast out there. Shout them out. Shout out BKFC for being the best promotion out. And that's a wrap, guys.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on here, Zeb. It's been too long.
You,
we should have done this sooner. But
for sure.
Best of luck. May 31st, everybody. It is happening in Denver, Colorado, BKFC Prospect Series. Main card this time. He's not starting a night off, so you guys got to check out the main card. It'll be on the app. It'll be on Fubo, and I'm sure it'll be on a few other streaming networks. But thank you so much for coming on here. Crazy White Boy, Zeb Vincent. Mike, you got anything else for him?
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for what you just said. Thank you for shouting us out and BKFC. Love BKFC. It is the fastest growing combat sport in the world. If you're not paying attention, you better start now. Not too late to jump on the bandwagon. Conor McGregor's here now, baby. Here we go.
Tell him to wake up.
That's right. Wake the hell up. Damn it.
Thanks, guys.
Listen, thank you. Listen up, everybody. Stick around, because when we come back, today's Tom Sawyer Depee is coming on. Here we go, baby. Zeb, thank you so much for coming on. Hey, real quick, do you know who the guy with that Conor McGregor suit on was?
You asking me?
Yeah.
He's
both of you.
He's like an influencer, right? He's some sort of influencer. Who is
that's the Pazmanian devil, my friend, Vinny Pazienza.
The guy with him. Yes, I knew.
Yes,
that was Vinny Paz standing with him.
Vinny Pazienza, world championship boxer. Sawyer, did you know?
No, I didn't. I didn't know who it was. Didn't even pay attention.
He looks a little bit older than he did when he fought. Just a little bit.
Was he the guy that broke his neck and had to be in the Halo?
Yep.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay.
He's from my hometown, that guy.
Yeah. I thought you were asking me who was in the suit because I found out.
No.
I found out that Mike, the guy in the suit, is like an influencer and a podcaster, and he has like a shitload of followers and shit.
Yeah, he does. He wears like the Chuck Liddell thing too. Yeah.
So hey, Sawyer Depee, what up, dude? You're back on the show. You're back in the squared circle again, going there for a 7th damn time. How you feeling, bud?
I'm feeling good. I've had a good camp. They gave me like 12 weeks this time, so I had some time to put some work in, and I'm only like 2 pounds out right now. A week before, so everything's going pretty good.
You know, your 4-2 is the most impressive 4-2 on the fucking roster. I'm telling you, man, because your first win, who was your first win? James Dennis, right? And then you took Yuli Diaz on like what? A week's notice?
8-9 days, something like that.
8-9 days notice. And Yuli at the time was kind of wreaking havoc in the fucking BKFC at the time. And then here you come taking the fight on short notice pretty soon after you beat Dennis, right?
Yeah, it was. I fought 4 times in that first like 7 months or 6 months or something like that.
Absolutely crazy. And then you dropped Yuli. You dropped him, but you end up losing the fight. But you lost to Yuli. Yeah. That's nothing to freaking sneeze at. You get another win. And then the next fight after that is fucking Quentin Hero Henry, which is not an easy day at the park.
He wasn't any slouch. That's for fucking sure. He fucking hit hard.
Yeah. And then now you're on a 2-fight win streak looking to go 3 in a row when you take on Keegan Vandermeer. It's an impressive 4-2 record. I think everybody knows how dangerous you are when you step in there, and we're excited to see you back, man.
I'm excited to be back. This one I'm real excited for. It's the first guy that's ever had reach on me. He's taller than me. So I think it'll be a good one. I really want to test myself with this one. He's a nice guy. So
you know what? Keegan's very skilled too. He trains with a lot of killers out there. He, like you said, he's 6'4", he's long, he packs power. He's a slim guy. He's more like the fucking slender body, but he does pack power behind that slim frame because we just talked to Zeb Vincent. The first, I mean, the punch that he landed on Zeb Vincent sounded like a Louisville slugger breaking on a home run swing. It was fucking absolutely insane.
I've watched that one a few times. I didn't realize that Keegan broke his hand on that one.
Yes, he did. That was probably most of the noise, I think, that we heard. And the thing is, too, is it wasn't. There was a lot of people already in that stadium because I think people were ready for that because it was the first time that BKFC had been to Denver. It was the first fight. So a lot of people got in there, but it was very quiet. So when his hand collided and broke, that snap was so loud. It really was, like Kyle said, I remember going online after that, and even on TV, people were like, what the hell happened? Sort of like this past week. Did you rewatch this? Did you watch the fights on Friday night in Omaha?
I watched a few of them. I watched Dustin Peg and the Trinidad Snake fight. The other ones I don't really remember like much of them.
That shit was crazy.
That Peg,
or I guess
that uppercut.
There was a Braun fight, right?
Yes, the Braun fight.
The other 205ers. I watched that one too.
The noise, if you go back and listen to that crack of Peg's jaw, it is so loud.
Damn.
Yeah, I went back today to like pull some footage because we have Trinidad Snake on next, and I just had to keep playing it over and over again. And that sound, I was like, "Holy shit! It's loud. It sounds like the 10-second clapper, clack clack, like that. That's what it sounded like when he hit him. I was like, wait, what the fuck?"
The only time I've ever heard anything like that was like my 3rd amateur fight, and I snapped a kid's leg checking it. And it sounded like a 38 going off in the cage. It was like 13 seconds in, and he started with a low kick. And I just got to cross-check it, so.
It didn't flop around like Anderson Silva after that?
No, the bone stuck out the front of his shin. It was still under the skin, but you could see where it was like sticking out through the front of his shin. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly because I broke both of them on that one.
Wow. That shit is crazy.
That is crazy.
Hey, you don't have to check kicks anymore, Sawyer.
I know. It's so nice not to have to worry about getting kicked in the fucking head. or need or anything else like that. It's just two things, two fists. So,
that's got to be a breath of fresh. I mean, like, do you ever intend on going back to MMA, or what? Are you trying to see, make a title run here? What is your game plan here? Is it?
I want to make a title run here, but at some point maybe go back to MMA. It's just it's a lot for MMA anymore. I mean, I don't have the experience that I do in BKFC. I'm not going to get the offers in MMA like I do here, so it's hard to revert back to that.
And what are you doing when you're not training? Are you full-time fighter now, or do you work and train?
I still work. I still work and train. Yep.
So I mean, to
hunt.
And hunt,
yeah,
and you're a parent,
and
you're a father. Like you have a busy life, right? So, having a job and a life and a family and hunting and fishing and training for one sport, and then adding a third one in, a second one in, it's just like there's not enough time in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's just so many facets to MMA: the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, the striking, the kick, everything. That I can put my conditioning, my striking, everything into this boxing, whereas I don't want to invest any more time into MMA at this point where I'm trying to make a run at this. I'm going to see where this runs out to.
In 205, correct me if I'm wrong, the title's vacant. Or is Lorenzo still holding it?
I couldn't tell you. I'm up in the air with it. I'm confused. I don't know.
Because I've heard that it's vacant. I heard that Lorenzo still has it, but Lorenzo straight up said that he would give both of them up and focus on heavyweight. So I wonder what the deal is with that. And if that is the case, I would think that, another win for you would be 3 in a row, moving you to 5-2. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't be in the conversation. You're already in the top 5.
Well, and out of the top 5, I think I have more fights than most of them. I think who is Jeremy Smith is the one with 5-1, or something like that.
Jeremy's lost twice. He lost to Houston Alexander and to. I think he lost twice, right? Am I wrong about this?
I thought he only lost once, but I'm not 100% sure.
He lost against Houston Alexander. He's 3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
So you know what they say. It says so. Here's the weird thing. Let me look this up, because if you were to look at BKFC, it says 3-2, but when you click on his name, there's only 4 fights there. So what I'm gonna do?
I thought he lost twice, but I could be wrong.
It says 3-2 there. So let's look at this. And I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, which is.
Hey, while Mike's doing that, I want to just shout out well wishes to all 3 of us are good friends with this guy, our boy Kevin Smith.
Yes.
He's going through some things right now. You could see that he made a post on his Facebook and his Instagram. So this is no secret. He's dealing with some health issues, but he's doing okay. We've been in communications with him, but well wishes and prayers out to Kevin Smith, because without Kevin, this whole fucking thing goes down, right?
Right. He does a lot. He runs around like a chicken with his head cut off at most of these events.
He really does. He's like the everything guy. He's like the Renaissance man for them.
So he lost his first fight against Keegan Franco. I'm not even sure who Keegan Franco is. I'm sorry, Keegan Franco.
Yeah,
doesn't ring a bell to me. That was a while ago too. That was his very first fight. He lost it, and I think it was because of a cut, right? Didn't he have a cut? He get a cut in that fight, and they had to stop it.
But
couldn't tell you.
Besides him, you got
it says lost TKO.
Camozzi's 2-1. You got Houston Alexander, who's undefeated, and then you got yourself. And I don't know who's number 5 right now in the division, but I would say
Ramirez or something.
Rodriguez, okay.
Or Rodriguez.
Esteban Mohawk,
yeah,
who's also dealing with a few things himself. So
it was in BYB.
Okay. Oh, that's why.
Oh, I forgot he came over from there, didn't he?
That's right. Yep, he had one fight there.
But I mean, I have the most out of 205ers right now in the top 5. I think I have the most fights, and at some point, it's going to have to come up. Who's going to go for the belt? I don't know who has it at this point, if Lorenzo has it or if it's vacated. But that's what I want after this fight.
Sawyer, where were we Was it in Miami where Mike wasn't there yet?
Yep.
And,
That's
and
right.
I was by myself, and I was looking to go get something to eat, and Kevin was like, "My guy needs to eat. You got to bring him." So me and Sawyer Depee never met him.
That is where it was down.
Yeah. Never met him before in my life, and I'm like, all right. So me and this guy shared a meal, had a nice conversation, and that was my first time ever meeting you, and it was a good time, man. And I was fucking.
Oh hell yeah! We went and got sushi or something, didn't we?
We got sushi. That's right. And were you fighting the next? Were you fighting Yuli the next day? Is that what it was? I don't even remember.
I think Cody was fighting or something on that card. The kid I was cornering there.
Okay.
I think I was just down there, or maybe Josh Wright.
Oh, did that kid Cody fight Brian Duran?
No, that was
Braden.
Braden, okay.
Tovey,
yeah.
from Great Falls, yeah.
Yep.
I was down there at the same time for that fight. It was that same card, everything
Same
else.
card.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah,
do what?
we became best friends that night, Sawyer.
I didn't even know this. I never knew this. What the hell? My flight was booked on the wrong day. I actually went to the airport because so I had work or something, right? And I couldn't, or I had some army thing going on, so I couldn't leave till late. So Kyle left in the morning. And then my flight, the time was like 6 p.m. or something. So I fucking get in. Like, it's a normal day I would leave so that I could make the weigh-ins the next day. I go to the airport. I'm walking in there. And it was like at the moment that my wife is driving away, and I'm just walking in is when I actually realized the date. When I looked at it. Like, I'm walking and I was like, oh, wait a second. This is until tomorrow. I was like, what the hell? So the flight was booked for the wrong day, and I'm like, God damn it. And then I had to call my wife and was like, hey, you got to pick me up because my flight's not till tomorrow. And that's why I missed that day. I didn't even know you guys hung out. I had no friggin' clue. And you know what? That's when Lorenzo Hunt and Mike Richmond had that, when they first got into each other's face and they started fighting each other at the weigh-ins there, pushing each other. I'll beat you in chess. I'll beat you in this. They started talking shit to each other.
Yeah,
I'll beat you in chess.
Behind him during that.
Yeah, you're probably in the video.
No, I don't think I ended up in the video. I think I was standing just far enough back. I was bullshitting with somebody, and we were watching it happen. I was like, oh, damn, that's going to be fun to watch.
You didn't want to help out the geriatric security guard that was trying to break it up?
Ric Flair.
What's really funny? Flair. Yes.
Wasn't Kevin in the middle of that one too? I think
Kevin's always been in the middle of
everything.
Yeah, he's you know what's funny you say that, because Mike and I first went, I think wasn't it Knucklemania?
It was Knucklemania. Yes.
Knucklemania. Mike and I knew Kevin because we had been interviewing his fighters, but we didn't really know a lot of people. And we did know Kevin though. And a fight broke out in the crowd, up in the bleacher area. And fucking Kevin Damn Smith goes running from ringside, jumps over the barrier, jumps up the wall, and runs up the fucking
Spider-Man.
Runs up the steps into the bleachers to try to break up this fight. We're like, dude, what is this guy doing, man? Let security take care of that shit. Kevin just can't.
He was so far away from it.
Yeah, he ran.
He jumped over the runway first. Climbed over the runway, up a wall, through chairs, up a wall, up a bunch of stairs, through the fucking chair to break up a fight. We're like, dude, what the fuck?
We talked to him afterwards. We were like, what the fuck are you doing? He was like, I don't know, man. I'm Canadian. We see a fight. I'm a hockey player. I'm a Canadian hockey player. I see a fight. I gotta fucking get in there. I was like, dude, you're a fucking nutcase, man.
I think he did that in Great Falls too, because after I got done fighting Moda, there was a fight right outside the ringed off area or the fenced off area, and I was walking out, and he pushes me back. He's like, Sawyer, go back to the back, and starts walking towards the fight to split it up. There was 10 people fighting. I was like, all right. I guess I probably shouldn't be involved in that.
Right? Let the real fighters take care of this. Yeah. Sawyer, you go in the back. I'll protect you.
I got my security with him around.
He's just smithing around, that guy. Smithing ain't easy. I told him I'm going to make a documentary about him called Smithing Ain't Easy, because he's doing all sorts of shit at all times, that guy.
Right? Busier than shit.
Oh, man. So Sawyer, you said you're 2 pounds off weight a week out, or no? Are we? Yeah, we're
on the 22nd. So yeah, pretty much a week.
11 days out,
9
days out.
Yeah.
So already 2 pounds out. Do you pretty much walk around at cruiserweight?
So I typically walk around at like 215, 220-ish. I mean, not huge, but since I'm at 205, that's what I walk around at. I like not having to cut weight anymore. It's kind of nice to just be able to walk onto the scale and not have to do anything.
Do you feel like fighting at the heavier weight, you're stronger? Do you feel like you had any kind of advantage when you were going down to
No, no, not really. I mean, that's a pretty big cut for me, so I felt like I was pretty drained. I mean, I love being down at the lower weights, but same time, a fist fight's a fist fight.
right
185 or 205, it's only 15 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever it is. So either way, I mean, I think the last one they had me labeled at heavyweight.
Was it?
Oh, well, he ended up missing weight and they told me we got to 210 and I weighed in
Was that
the
Mona?
day of, no, that was Miller.
Okay. Oh, Jonathan Miller, that's right.
Yeah, I weighed in at 203 when I got there, and then they called us back to the scale, and I went and ate a hamburger and drank a whole bunch of shit, and I weighed 207 and a half, or I weighed 204 and a half, and then I came back and I weighed 207 and a half.
Heavyweight, 207.
Like
yeah. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, 205.
Isn't that wild that there's not like a 225?
It would be sweet if there was. I think there'd be some pretty good fights that way.
We've been saying that for years, man.
I just feel like
195.
But like guys like Alan.
Yeah, that 20-pound jump is kind of.
But guys like Alan Belcher and Lorenzo Hunt and some of the smaller heavyweights, even like when Joey Beltran was around and he was weighing in at like 230 pounds, that 225 division, I feel like would have plenty of fighters that would be in it, and they could still have the heavyweight from 227 up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
right. That's still a lot of weight, you know.
And all those guys would be like the bigger heavyweight or the smaller heavyweights, but they'd be the super athletic heavyweights. So it'd be the fun heavyweights to watch. I mean, there's the bigger guys that are real fun to watch, but I think like Alan Belcher at 225. That'd be pretty sweet to see him against another 225er that has the same athleticism.
Yeah, like we know Alan Belcher's a tough fucking dude, but like Ben Rothwell can come in there over 300 pounds. You know, the guy could come in there like massive fucking guy. 300 he's gonna be fighting a guy that's like 230. It's crazy to me, and I love heavyweights and stuff, but that just there's already a big gap. You should just put that 225 in there and, kind of take away from that. Because like you said, like you have those 225-pound guys that'd be super athletic moving around that ring at a little bit of a heavier weight. Not that the bigger guys who fight aren't a little athletic, but we all know they're bigger. They're big guys. They ain't going to be moving around like 225ers, but they're going to be fucking knocking 225ers through the fucking ropes. That's for sure.
Right, just Big Ben Rothwell. I mean, 300 pounds behind a punch. I couldn't imagine getting hit by that freaking thing.
No,
it'd be like hitting a Mack trucks head on.
What would happen in a 207-pound heavyweight Sawyer Depee versus fucking 300-pound Ben Rothwell? How would that play out there, Sawyer?
I would try to just circle and stay away from the big power
run
hands.
Circles around and just go.
Yeah.
It'd be like the old cartoons when you'd see like
just a smoke ring going around him.
Yeah, I'd try to be the road runner. He was Wile E. Coyote, just run away until he gets tired a little bit.
That's fucking. You're right, man.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
It is. It's wild. Wild
it is
to
a
think.
Huge gap. And I think that like with this sport, I wish that like this, because it's so new, they could easily make a 75, an 85, a 95, a 205, a 225. They can kind of just do their own thing. I think. I feel like they could.
Sure, why not
get away with it? But hey,
sure, why not?
You got
do whatever you want.
You got a big fight coming up here. Keegan Vandermeer. I just speak on. I know you spoke a little bit on him, but speak on this fight and the training for this. You talked about this is the first guy that's going to have a reach on you. This is 6'4", hard hitting 205er. How has the training been any different, or is it still pretty much status quo for you as far as training camp goes? And what do you expect out of this fight?
It's been pretty status quo. We've worked a few things. I mean, I've definitely worked to clinch a little bit, but he's studying me just as much as I'm studying him, and it's just a fist fight. So everything's going to change as soon as we're in there. Everything's out the door. So no matter what I plan or what I've worked, it's not going to play out that way. I'm just going to let the dice roll the way they're going to do it.
Just let it rip, man. Just let it rip.
Yep.
Hey, just watch out for that right hook off the side of the dome, because Zeb Vincent will tell you that it's not fun. He walked away with 3 staples after that one. So
I don't think any of them are fun to get hit by, but his when he leans back and gets a little bit of range, it might hurt a bit.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to see you back, man. You go out there, get a W on May 31st, and I think you're right in the conversation for that 205 division. You're an exciting fighter, full of power. Can't wait to see you back in there. We're gonna give you a minute, shout some people out, say whatever you need to say right now, and then we'll let you get out of here.
I don't have much to shout out right now other than Jackson Wink, and their management team is always behind me. My coach, Jason Zentgraf, my family, my kid, obviously. And that's about it. I don't take many sponsors on just because I don't like dealing with the bullshit from them. They always want too much, and it's just a pain to deal with them. So
you just love fighting. You just love to fight.
I do. It's when I deal with the sponsors, and then there's people that are always like, "You're only there because of me." No, I'm here because of me, or my coach, or the way I do things. It's not because you gave me $50 to put your name on my shorts.
Jeez, people say that shit. The audacity, man. What the fuck? Who says something like that?
I've had one sponsor, and he was the worst one I've ever had. I've just decided I'm not doing it until somebody comes and makes me an offer. I'm not going to go out looking for them.
Man.
Yeah. So like when the new BKFC owner, Conor McGregor's Black Forge or Forge Irish Stout.
Yep.
Forge Irish Stout calls Sawyer Depee, then you'll start listening. But
then I'll start listening. But
fuck off.
Yep. Don't have time for that. Just want to fight. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just
here
to chew bubble gum and fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm all out of bubble gum. Shout out to They Live, starring Roddy Piper with that one. I love that shit.
It was good talking to you guys.
Absolutely.
Yes,
thank you so much. Mike, you got anything else for him?
Thanks so much for coming on. Sawyer, stick around, because guess what? We were just talking about this guy. He's the one who cracked Dustin Page's jaw in 2 different places. Absolutely crazy. Sounded like the wood clappers hitting each other. We're going to listen to that in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, Carlos Trinidad Snake.
BKFC, baby. Here we go. Hello. Look at this guy right here. You ready for the fight?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's the official BKFC, yeah.
What's up? You ready for the fight?
I'm going. Front row.
Yeah, buddy.
My Uncle Mike goes.
Look at this guy right here. Nolan Mish. Future champ. Look at these guys. Look, we got a champ over here.
What's happening?
Yes, sir. Look at these guys over here.
That's the crew getting ready for Connecticut BKFC. But you just got finished at Omaha, and man, did you make a statement. Welcome to the show. Guy with the coolest friggin' original name, not even a nickname, Carlos Trinidad Snake's got to be the best name I've ever heard of.
Man, thank you. Thank you so much, man. I feel like I've heard that so much this week. It's awesome.
Carlos, like he just said, like he was saying before we introduced you, the crack of Dustin's jaw on that uppercut was something else. It was something to be seen and heard. Crazy. When you landed that shot, you knew he was in trouble.
Yeah, just like you said, it was just the impact. It sounded crazy, and I feel like a lot of people thought we headbutted or something, and it was. I know I didn't headbutt him, so I knew he had to be hurt. The way he was holding his jaw, he definitely kept touching it a lot, and it just kind of telegraphed that something was wrong. And like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I could definitely tell it was broken.
You know, Dustin did a live after he had the surgery. He did a live where he spoke, and he spoke pretty good. They did a good job fixing his jaw.
Yeah.
And he was speaking. He even said there are pictures out there. He said, I can't share them on social media, but they're out there. He's shared with a few media sources just so we could get an idea of what the break was like. Have you seen?
Yes, yeah, he shared it with me too. He's a good guy, man. We were talking. No animosity between us, man. He's a great dude for sure.
Is that shit not fucking crazy? What he said?
It was, and the fact that it was like, you know, I'm not like a cocky dude or anything, but I definitely didn't expect to do that in the 3 punches that landed, you know, in the 13 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever it was.
It was like, and for those who are watching right now, just to give you an idea, it was broken clean on this side, and then pretty much 3/4 of the way through on the other side, right?
Right. It's more like it shifted to one, you know, like he said, like one molar was like tucked behind the other, you know.
He had like a bone sticking through his mouth.
It's so wild.
It was so wild, and now
wild.
On the inside, it looks like he has 2 bike chains holding his fucking.
But it made sense as to why there was so much blood, because even then I didn't think that like breaking a jaw would cause that much damage, like with blood. You know, he was spitting out like puddles. I slipped on one of them. It was pretty crazy, dude.
He's a tank too, huh?
Yeah, he's a stout dude, man. You know, and I definitely, you know, I was talking a lot of crap. I ain't gonna lie, and I was saying, you know, he was small and stuff like that, and he definitely was bigger than I expected, and a lot nicer than I expected. You know, he's a real cool dude, man. And like I said, I hope he has a good recovery and everything, and I'll root for him.
I did pull some footage here, so I'm gonna bring it up in just a second, and it is of the shot, and I slowed it down, but we've been talking about the sound throughout this episode here and there, right? And it does sound like the clappers, clap, clap, clap. It sounds like just one time, really hard, boom, 2 2x4s hitting each other. And man, I was saying, I just didn't realize how loud it was when it happened. Because I'm watching the fight live, and I didn't I heard something, but I didn't really internalize it. You know what I'm saying? So when I knew his mouth was bleeding, but I saw him kind of touch his mouthpiece, and he said that he couldn't even feel his jaw after you hit him. Like it just went completely numb. So
he told me he said I was feeling to make sure it was closed. He's like, I couldn't feel it, you know. I was like, man,
so crazy.
It's so wild. So okay, let me take this banner down here off the screen. Right, I'm gonna bring this up on the screen. We'll watch it, and then we'll talk about it, because there's a couple parts here. There's a knockout. There's afterwards when you guys are talking, and then a little bit of something you said afterwards. So let's take a look at this. Here it comes. I'm going to rewind on that one more time so we can watch it again and listen.
Right there. You just hear it pop.
Here we go.
Man.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Dude.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah. And he's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's all metal right there. Bald of steel, iron chin, man. You know, he's a heart of gold. Like I said, that dude's a tough warrior, dude. He's a tank, man, for sure. Continue the whole round like that, man. He got a lot of heart. He's a dog for sure.
So what are you saying to him right here?
Right here, I was saying, I knew it was broken. There was a part in the middle in the fight where a lot of people thought I was mocking him or something. And I literally asked him, I said, "It's broken?" And he just kind of gave me this, yeah, but he didn't want to say it. But I understand. But he also let me know that he was going to keep going forward. And, you know, and I felt bad, you know, doing my part. But at the end of the day, one of us has to win. One of us has to lose. And so it was definitely going to be me either way. But I let him know that I did feel bad, hitting him. And like I said, we're both dads. I know he got to go home. And it definitely delayed his departure home. So I just let him know, hey, man, it's all business, you know, for sure. No animosity or nothing like that.
I heard that the surgeon, right, and I think they also said this on the live, the surgeon was actually watching the fights.
Yeah, so I'm not sure which one it is, but we got a lot of great doctors that go to the fights, cover them here, and they usually are very good about being on site, when they're fixing everybody up, stuff like that. There was a guy who broke his neck at a local show, and they had 3 of the top surgeons, doctors and stuff out here, and saved him and everything. It was crazy.
Wow.
That is wild. That's crazy too. And man, I just can't believe what just that happened. That one punch, one uppercut you landed right there, snapped his jaw like that. Could you ever imagine doing that?
He was like, I knew you were gonna throw the uppercut. He's like, but I couldn't defend it, And I try to tell people, it's like I move different, and I'm real confident in everything that I do, and I'm always gonna throw it. And when it lands, I'm definitely gonna do damage, and I proved it.
No, you definitely proved it, and you proved that not only do you have power, but your precision and speed. You are kind of proving to be like the total package in that division. This moves you to 5-0. You are, the new rankings are out, and you are number 1 now. You jumped Jake Lindsay. You are the number 1 contender.
Yeah,
you had a lot to say after that fight.
Yes, I have it. Let's listen to it real quick.
All right, go.
Oh, hold on. I got the volume down, so you would.
Right, you're 5-0. You're showing by beating a guy like Dustin Page that you are on that level. Austin Trout is a former world champion boxer. He is our welterweight champion. Give me a message right now to our champ, Austin Trout.
Austin Trout, you ain't shit. You got nothing for me, dude. You holding my fucking belt, and I'm coming for it the end of this year.
So what do you think about Austin Trout?
I don't think, I just did that little article. I don't know if you guys read it with the bare knuckle, and like I said, I just don't think he has anything for me. I don't think he's the big guy everybody thinks he is. I'm definitely going to expose him. I'm going to knock Austin Trout out. I'm going to take his fucking belt. I'm going to do it in spectacular fashion. I'm the guy that everybody's counting out. They didn't think I would get this far, but I done everything that I said I would do to get here, and I didn't come this far to lose. So I'm definitely taking that belt. He should be worried, and because the guy who nobody knows is going to come take that belt.
That you just made a point that I wanted to point out. You are relatively, I'm not saying you're unknown, but you are new, right?
Outside of bare knuckle.
Outside of bare knuckle, you are relatively unknown. You have a entire library of footage on Austin Trout. Everyone knows what he is. Everyone's seen what he does. And you also have 9 rounds of BKFC footage of him that you can watch in his 2 fights, right? The Diego one only went 4.
Yep.
And then he went 5 with Palomino. There is so much footage on him from his 2 fights that I'm sure that you can watch it and pick out something that you can see a weakness in, especially being that you are 5-0 and have so much experience in this sport. Am I wrong about this?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a goofy dude if he thinks he's going to sleep on me, man, because I'm definitely going to get in there. And like I said, once I touch him, I'm definitely going to do damage. I said it before, he's an old man. He's on his way out. I'm ready to retire him for sure.
I think the wall behind you, right? This
yeah. Does that fit up there? You got space there?
I see that red belt all the way to my left, probably your right.
Yeah.
There's a space right there. This thing would look pretty good, right?
Yes, sir. I don't know. That one might be right above the bed, I got to see that thing every morning.
That's awesome, man. So have you had a conversation with the boss after your Peg fight, knowing that Trout and Palomino are going to run it back one more time? When is that supposed to happen? August or July?
I think sometime like around August, September, or whatever.
Okay. So you said in the ring right there, you said later this year that belt is mine. Time frame wise, if it is August or September, do you think that you can get that title shot in before the end of the year?
I think it'd be a good show to close the year for sure. Just to make that impact, just to do something spectacular, just make a big card. I've been fighting on these Fight Night Omahas. I've been wanting to do something big. I've been wanting to get on a big numbered card. I've been wanting to fight Knuckle Mania. It doesn't matter whatever they hold next. it could be another fight night. Either way, it's not going to stop the performance that I put on.
I would imagine that if you fought Trout, it's probably going to be a main event somewhere.
It's going to be something big, man, for sure. Because, like I said, I know they're sleeping on me. I told you, I'm the guy that they didn't expect to get here, 100%. And I'm definitely going to prove everybody wrong.
It very well might be in Albuquerque. So that might be whereabouts it is, right? Because weren't they supposed to have a fight back when he was going to fight for the title the first time in
Las Cruces? It was
in Las Cruces.
Las Cruces.
Yep, and it didn't actually like come to fruition. And then fast forward, he ended up going to Hollywood, and that's where he won the title. But guessing that they're probably going to give him some kind of hometown advantage, so maybe it's in Albuquerque.
They said that the Palomino rematch is going to be in Las Cruces.
Yeah, so I would imagine if he goes and retains the title, that you guys will probably fight there. But maybe they say, hey, go to some enemy territory, and maybe fight there. Who knows? You just never know, really.
Hey, maybe
that's Lorenzo's
ground.
MO. That's what he does all the time.
Maybe some neutral ground like Las Vegas or something like that. Maybe, you know what I mean? You never know.
Yeah.
They throw some nice cards on up in Denver, so I want to get on one of the, maybe on an undercard or something nice, one of the massive cards, man. I want to make a big splash, definitely.
So if, let's say theoretically Austin Trout is watching you right now, right? And you're not. So do you think that Austin Trout gets by Palomino again? Is that where your head, where your train of thought is? You do.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
100%. And you see it pretty much playing out the same way, or what?
Yeah, I do. I don't think. I don't know. I'm not going to count out Luis Palomino. He was definitely a champion for a reason. He could definitely adapt it and fix up some flaws that he had in his game and implement a better game plan than what he put on. So in the bare knuckle, you can't sleep on nobody. Like I said, I don't ever count anybody out. And but I definitely believe in my skill. But I hope Luis Palomino pull it off. If not, then I'm saying it's Austin Trout. If Luis Palomino pulls it off, then he's the next target too, and it doesn't matter who wins because either way I win.
I was just gonna say that's a win-win for you anyway, because if it's Trout, you're fighting a two-time world champion boxer, now bare knuckle champion. But if he loses to Palomino, you're fighting one of the GOATs, like one of the
pound for pound best.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore bare knuckle fighters,
Yeah.
Huge opportunity.
He was pound for pound number one until he lost that fight and Lorenzo took number one. He was number one forever on the pound for pound list. So either way, win-win, baby.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm ready for these big fights, man. I thought, like I just said, I know I'm ready for it. I know I got the skills for it. I can definitely put on a show, and I'm going to deliver on everything I said I was going to do.
Hell yeah, dude.
Are you you're from Ohio? You're from Omaha, right? That's your home. Okay, so how crazy are the people from Omaha going for you now that you're on this run with the BKFC? And everybody knows, most people know that the BKFC is on this trajectory right now that is like crazy, especially now that Triller had the merger and Conor McGregor is involved now. People must be going fucking nuts for you and probably be proud of you on a level that you probably wouldn't even imagine, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. I definitely felt all the love this time. But I'm from a small tribe, it's called Winnebago, Nebraska. And they had like a little viewing for me out there. And just the support that I got from my tribe and everything, that it means the most to me. I got all the love in the world for Omaha. They always come out. They definitely pack the stadiums for me. Every time I walk out, their hands go up. So it's just always a good feeling, whether I do it here in Omaha or just I get the viewing party, and I know all my people back in my tribe are supporting me. It's just it's a good feeling. It's a win-win all around, and I'm glad that I give them something to have hope for and everything,
Did you grow up like did you live on a reservation, or?
I grew up on a reservation a little bit. I got a lot of family there, and I'm from the Sioux City and Winnebago. They're like two cities right next to each other, so it's kind of like back and forth in between.
Man, I hear some crazy stories about some reservation living,
Yeah.
man.
Well, we had Billy Wagner on too.
Billy
He told us a bunch
Wagner.
of stuff about his life and reservation life
Yeah.
and all that. And
Right. And
Yeah.
we had like I worked with a girl that grew up on a reservation in South Dakota, one of the Dakotas.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Man, you wouldn't even fucking believe some of the shit that I've seen growing up. Like every one of my uncles is either a fucking murderer or a drunk." I was like, "What?" Yeah, it's just like she tells me like crazy ass stories about violence and crazy shit. And then we talked to Billy Wagner, and he kind of like,
yeah,
told
Billy
us the
Wagner.
same.
You know Billy Wagner? You must, right?
Not personally, but I definitely know who you're talking about. I've watched him.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because he's not from too far from where you are. Well, no, you're in Nebraska.
Montana.
He's in
like
Montana.
isn't
He's
he?
in
I was 6
Montana.
miles
Yeah, he is in
away.
Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a bit far away.
It's not Connecticut to Rhode Island.
Yeah, right. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I live in Rhode Island, and this guy lives in Connecticut, and it's about a 35-minute drive from there to there. I can drive across my whole state, so I like
Not
to
bad,
pretend
okay.
that everyone else's states are a half an hour across, like mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a second there, I was like, nah, actually, that's from Montana. Sawyer Depee, different story. Our last guest, a little bit different. Might be a little bit closer.
So hey, before we wrap up with you, I want you to deliver a message to the champ. I want you to do it. Look right at the camera. Say whatever you want to say, but deliver that message. Make it strong, and hopefully you get this fight down the road. Go ahead.
Austin Trout, don't sleep on me, man. Train as hard as you can. And because I'm coming for that belt, and I'm going to make sure I take it from you. Whatever you do, all the preparation, it'll all be for nothing because this has already been written. I am next to be king. I will hold the belt.
Fucking awesome. Question from the audience: how many belts do you? Is that all the belts on the ones that we can see? Is that all of them, or do you have more?
Yeah, does it continue on to
a lot of
eternity?
people like the belts, man, and they're not mine at all. I've never won a belt in anything. I won a couple medals, boxing and stuff like that, but I've never won an amateur title, pro title, anything like that, man. I've never even hosted a main event in my city. I've done anything like that before. So that's why it was just such a big thing to do here in Omaha, especially for the bare knuckle, a big card, like you said, a promotion on the rise. And I did it. I won in a crazy fashion, and it was a great feeling, man, a great experience and everything all together, man. I'm so happy.
That crowd was going wild too. And you were pumping them up after the fight. You were yelling. They were yelling back. Like that must have been awesome.
I had a lot
awesome.
of support, man. Like I said, I'm from a little tribe, and it's not too far from Omaha, so I had a lot of people come down, a lot of family. I had so the way the tribe works is it's divided. There's a part here in Nebraska. There's a part in Wisconsin. So I had a lady who came down from Wisconsin, and she came all the way over here just to see me and everything like that. She let me know that she had cancer. And she said, "Hey, I just wanted to come see you. I saw a native athlete blowing up, and I just wanted to meet you personally." And, it really made my night and everything like that. And I'm just glad that, she didn't make the trip for nothing. And I let her know that I loved her and I was praying for her and everything. And like I said, it was just a great time to bring everybody together and just not have so much support out there.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, we were happy for you, dude. It was quite the performance you put on. You moved to 5-0. You're number one in the division, and now we just gotta wait, right? You just gotta wait for that title fight.
Yes,
See who the winner
I
is.
appreciate you boys for having me on the show, man. Thank you for letting me get this out there. And next time we get the next one, I'll let you get the first interview for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on here, Mike. Do you got anything else for Carlos Trinidad Snake?
Yeah, man. Hey, I cannot wait to see you fight for that title because you have definitely earned it. You're one of, we talk about it often, that BKFC needs the homegrown talent, and I do feel like you're a true homegrown BKFC talent, and I love to see it. I wish there was many more, but hey, listen, we love the ones that we have now, and you're really growing the sport. So, you're putting on for Omaha. You're going to put on for the world soon. You get that title, you can bring it back, and it, you'll remember for the rest of your life. I'm sure, like you said, after that fight and that crowd going wild, that's awesome. So I look forward to your future with this company, man. I really do. And love what you're doing, and so does everybody else in the comments. They all love you. So, Carlos Trinidad Snake, Thank you for coming on, and everybody else, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
Sorry,
buddy. Mike. We got to talk about the rankings.
The rankings.
We got to talk about the
rankings.
The rankings are out. The rankings are out.
The rankings. Yes, the rankings. Let's see.
Do we want to call this outside the circle? I don't know, because this counts. This is about.
Yeah, hold on. Let me bring them up. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them. I'm going to bring them up real quick. Hold on 1 second. So, what would you like to talk about the rankings, Kyle?
Okay, there's a few things. There's a few things, and I want to start with, as weird as this sounds, I want to start with the women's strawweight division.
Okay.
Can you bring up the women's strawweight division? And I have a fucking problem with this, and maybe it's my job in the Army that makes me think this way. And I'll tell you, once you bring it up, I'll tell you why. I don't know if maybe I'm the only one that would fucking notice this because of the school I went to. I don't know, but once you get it in there, it's like
okay. So here we are.
Yep.
Let's scroll down.
Go down to the women's strawweight division. Okay, and you know what? We'll see if
boom. Here we go.
Boom. So you got Poe Denman, right? Number 1. You got Melanie Shaw. You got Taylor Starling, you got Fanny Palumpy, and you got Sarah Shell, right? Mm-hmm. Is that what that says there? Because it looks fuzzy as fuck to me.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Jamie Hinshaw was the number 1 contender, right?
Yes.
In that division.
Yeah.
She falls out due to inactivity, and everybody moves up. She had a fucking baby, bro. That right there.
Yes, she did.
In the fucking EO world that I live in and I make a living in, that would be such a fucking violation right there, that this girl lost her status in the rankings because she had a child. She is on her way back right now, training and ready.
She was just online talking shit.
She was just online. She wants the fight now. So now, if she's no longer ranked, right, and then people, and then she's barking for this fight. If she wants to get this fight, the same people that bitch and complain about the sport would be like, "Why is an unranked fighter?" My whole point here is she shouldn't have lost her spot in the top 5, and because she had a baby. Like, I just thought that was fucking absolutely crazy to me. I don't know exactly how they could deal with something like that, because men and women are not the same. And this girl was the number 1 contender in the strawweight division. She got pregnant. She had a baby. She's on her way back. She's training now. What? She doesn't get back into, if she comes back and fights.
She's been out for 14 months about.
Yeah.
So not quite 18.
14.
Which is the standard.
No, and I just found out that the new standard is 12.
Okay, so it's a year now.
Because I looked into this, because I was
so changed to a year.
Yep. So it used to be 18 months of inactivity. You are no longer eligible for the rankings. She has been out for 14 months.
Yeah.
Because 9 months of it she was pregnant, had a baby, and then 4 months, 5 months have gone by. 4 months have gone by, and now she's ready to come back. I think that she has a gripe on her hands and she should still be in that
exception should be made for pregnancy.
Right. I think she should. So that was the number one thing in the rankings. Mike, do you have any opinion on this at all?
I do agree with you, because it wasn't like she didn't fight because she didn't want to fight. She got pregnant, which, so the only other way that they get taken off for 12 months is just like inactivity, injury if you get injured. I mean, I guess an injury could be involuntary.
Yeah.
A pregnancy could be involuntary or voluntary, right? Could be either or. But we knew she was pregnant. Everybody knew. It wasn't a secret that's why she was out and she was going to come back. So a little bit of a bummer that she's off of it.
So listen, that question in the comments, how do you think she matches up with Britain? I don't know how well she matches up with Britain, because Britain is so long and tall and so good in the sport. And Jamie only has 2 fights, and one of them didn't last long because Segala broke her foot.
Right.
But
yeah. And she fought Cassie Robb on the first fight.
Fought Cassie Robb in the first one. So, what, I haven't really seen too much of Jamie, but Jamie is a slugger. She is a little fucking powerhouse. She's tiny. She could, you never know that Mike Tyson effect. She could get on the inside and fight real dirty with Britain. Who knows? But I don't think, I don't know. I got that off my chest. If you go up to I think it is the light heavyweight division.
Yes.
There is a title fight coming up.
Yes. Right here. This is what we're talking about.
There is a title fight between Jared Warren and Jomi Escoboza. Prior to the new rankings coming out, Jomi Escoboza sat at number 2.
Yeah.
Jared, number 1. They have not fought yet. Nobody has fought.
None of them have fought.
None of them have fought since the last.
None of the people here have fought except Isaac Doolittle and Jomi Escoboza. They fought but since the rankings, right?
Yes, but since the last rankings
yes.
were published, since the last rankings were published, nobody has fought. So how in the fuck can Jomi Escoboza drop from number 2 in the division to number 4 when he hasn't lost a fight? And he's about to fight the number 1 guy in the division for the title. And not only that, Josh Dyer has has 2
no contests in a row, and Danny Christie lost his last fight.
Josh Dyer has not won a fight, but moved up. So Jomi Escoboza drops from number 2 to number 4. Danny Christie and fucking Josh Dyer move up, and nobody fucking fought.
Yeah, that's insane. So if anybody knows who the person who's making the decisions here, there's some people out there making some bad choices in the world. Actually, I'm wrong. I forgot about the David Round fight. So he did fight, but as of the last rankings, he was under.
Right. There was a rankings published since that fight.
Right.
And then none of them have fought since the last publishing. And then now these ones come out, and somehow Jomi Escoboza drops 2 spots down in the division to number 4 when the dude has not fucking lost.
Yeah, it's very odd. That's very screwy, as they say. Someone just there's got to be a few people that don't know what they're doing, don't know what they're looking at. They need to start taking out some textbooks and taking some notes, because I don't know. Are they blind? Do they not pay attention to the sport? I really just don't know. Do they just take the names and pull them out of a hat? They go the rankings shouldn't change if the person didn't fight. I don't understand what the hell's going on here.
One thing I do like, in the pound for pound rankings, Reggie has fallen out of the top 5 because well-deserved Mick Terrell is now in the top 5 pound for pound. The pound for pound goes Lorenzo Hunt, Mike Perry, Dave Mundell, Luis Palomino, and now
at the bottom.
And now,
there we go.
Yep, right there. And now Mick Terrell sits at number 5. Well deserved. He's in there now, so shout out to him. There was another one. This one's just confusing to me, Mike. So, and I don't know if you'll agree with me. The men's flyweight. Dagoberto moves up to number 1, which I agree with that, because he did take John Dotson to the brink, and I think he is the number 1 contender, right?
Yes.
But how does Tyler Randall still sit behind JR Ridge when he beat like these are the things that fucking confuse me because JR Ridge just lost to Tyler Randall, but in these rankings, somebody fell out of these rankings, by the way, because I'm looking at it, and Dagoberto moved up 2, Josh Ridge went up 1, Tyler Randall went up 1, Chancey Wilson went up 1, and now Daniel Alvarez is in the rankings. I don't know who they took out. I don't know if it was maybe Jared Grant or somebody like that, but somebody's out of those rankings and everybody moved up. So not only is JR Ridge still ahead of Tyler Randall, he moved up 1. He moved up a position.
It was Rambo. Rambo got taken off of the rankings due to, it said like outside interference or outside issue.
Okay, so Rambo falls out. JR Ridge moves up to number 2 with Randall behind him, even though Randall beat him. These are like the things that like these questions jump off the page at me.
Yeah, JR Ridge, let's see. JR Ridge actually lost to Randall, Dodson, and Daniel Alvarez. And then he beat Chancey. So yeah, it's odd. It's odd how it lands that way.
It's odd. I'm looking. I do see that Jimmy Rivera now sits at number 5 in the featherweight division. So take that for whatever you want. I think that he deserves to be in the top 5. Honestly, maybe he only has 2 fights at featherweight, but you know what? The dude's fighting fucking savages and putting on performances. So yeah, those are kind of now that's basically all I had. I did not like what happened in the women's strawweight division. I was confused about the men's flyweight, and I cannot quite understand how Jomi Escoboza drops from 2 to 4 without losing a fight.
And you know who else fell off the rankings now because due to inactivity was Francisco Ricci.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did. Yep, he's not there anymore. He's off. So Francisco and Jamie fell off for inactivity, and Barnett and Matt Russo have been removed for rankings eligibility due to outside concerns. Don't know what that means. There's no explanation. But they're off of the
because
rankings
Francisco Ricci is out of the top 5, Donald Sanchez now sits at number 5 in that division, right?
Yeah, I just passed.
That's middleweight. Right? In the middleweight division, that would be Donald Sanchez busts into the top 5 there. So a lot of movement, a lot of changes in the rankings this time around, and some of them I don't like, some of them I do like.
Yeah, yep. They're definitely closer than I think they've ever been before. They've been pretty friggin' wonky in the past. Very, very wonky. We have a couple wonky things going on right now that we're pointing out, but I think for the most part, if you look at it, they're pretty close. And I know like people might go, okay, so I look at this and I go, hey, maybe Donald Sanchez needs to be just a little bit higher, right? Maybe not. Maybe Doug Coltrane, like that's the thing. Like Moreno, I think that Donald Sanchez should be ahead of Moreno. But the thing is like these guys, we always talk about it, they don't have a lot of fights. So like people are going to probably have around the same fighters in the top 5. Very close. You might take out one and put in another, or you might move one up a rank and move one down. But generally it's around the same thing. Like saying like, oh, this guy should be 3rd and that guy should be 4th. Let's switch them. That's really not the biggest deal in the world.
Hold up a second. Dickman Dickelheimer.
Yes.
I love your name.
He's asking for pound for pound.
No. He's saying Barnett is fighting for a title in BYB. Is that Reggie Barnett? Like Reggie is fighting for a title in BYB? Is that what he's talking about?
Well, I have no idea. I talked to his mom a while back. She just talked to me regularly. I asked how Reggie was doing. She said he's okay. So then I actually messaged Reggie just the other day, and he just never answered me. So I have no idea. I haven't seen anything, but if you have some inside information
Dickman, if that is true, I have not heard a single shred of a conversation about that but we have not heard, like Mike just said,
haven't heard from him at all.
Oh, John Barnett.
Oh, who the heck is John Barnett?
John Barnett, the
John
tattoo on the side of
yes.
his head. Yeah.
He fought in South Carolina.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were talking about
that was very
Reggie for a second.
Yeah, that's very confusing. Very
I was
confusing.
going to say, man, I'm like,
we're sorry. No, we're talking about Reggie Barnett, sir. Sorry about that. We're all confused. I'm like, Reggie Barnett, huh? How about that?
no, the reason why I thought, because we just talked about Reggie falling out of the top 5. We just talked about Reggie falling out of the pound for pound top 5. I thought that's who he was talking. I don't know.
Me too. I did too. I was like, wait, what? I haven't seen this. I was literally just looking at his page 2 days ago. I texted him to see how he was doing, just because it's been so long.
Right.
I haven't heard from him.
He's a lifer. He's a lifer.
I know.
BKFC. I would have been blown away by that. In the comments, Megan is saying that they're not updating the rankings enough. But here's the thing: they are, though. Every single show, when the event happens on either Friday or Saturday, the new rankings will be published on the following Tuesday around 10 a.m., 11 a.m. That's when the new rankings usually come out. The Tuesday following the event around 10 a.m.-ish, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So that's when you guys can look for the new rankings. They do update them plenty. Now, some of the updates may be a little crazy. That's all we want.
Wonky.
A little wonky.
I've been calling them wonky. How about we do something real quick, right? Let's do this. Let's take a look at this again, Kyle. Shall we? Hold on one second. Let me do this for everybody who's watching. Listen up. Turn your volume up right now. I'll stop talking, and I'm going to play this video again, and we'll see the peg snake. Sorry, Dustin. Sorry, keep watching this.
Fighter meeting on display as we start round number 1 in a fast jab. To the inside picks. Fighter meeting on display as we start round number 1 in a fast jab.
It's so loud, man.
Trinidad.
It's such a short uppercut, too. Like, he doesn't really load up on that uppercut. It's just like a quick little short up. It's like,
he like turns out, boom. I didn't even realize like this happened. Like,
Trinidad.
oh,
yeah, just a solid shot, man. Just a solid shot.
You just hit it just right, man. That was a sniper shot right there. Took him out. Fucking Dustin's a beast, too. He was saying that he was in the corner, like, trying to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah. So that the doctor didn't, like, stop the fight, too. He was going to, like, be like, I'm fine, I'm ready to go. And the doctor's like, your jaw is broken. Like, you cannot fight, man.
He's a fucking beast, dude. He's an animal because he wanted to continue. And, these guys are cut from a different cloth. They're a bunch of fucking savages, and that's why we love them. We love them. It's great.
Yes, we do.
We do.
So
hey, we have, Mike, do you have any pictures of tomorrow's episode? Because I think people would be interested in tomorrow's episode. We have
episode.
We have 2 guests coming on tomorrow. One of them is one of them's a goddamn legend. There you go. We got Kelvin Rayford from Bellator, who is looking to make his splash in the BKFC at some point, and the man, the myth, the legend, King Mo Lawal himself, a guy who holds victories over Gegard Mousasi and Yuri Prohashka and fucking so many more. Rampage Jackson. The dude's a beast. He's been there. He's done that. He's done it all in the world of mixed martial arts. And now he's interested in this new sport that we are so fucking ingrained in, Mike. And we're going to have him come on. And we're gonna get him to talk about it, and I am really excited to do this tomorrow night. So everybody knows King Mo. I would hope, like most people that are watching this are combat sports fans. They should know who King Mo Lawal is, and I've been a fan of his since Strike Force. He's a fucking monster, and he wants to come on and talk, and I cannot wait for this. We're gonna get his, and he's still he's one of the head coaches at Coconut
Creek, yes, American top team,
the American top team, Coconut Creek. So he's still heavily involved in so many top level fighters in MMA, and to have a guy like that interested in this sport, like we were saying earlier, the trajectory of the sport just keeps growing. And you get a brilliant mind like King Mo in here, and we can have a nice conversation about the possibilities, man. And hey, shit, maybe we can maybe he'll let us know that he wants to sling some fucking bare hands. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I can tell you 3 or 4 guys right now that I would love to see him fucking scrap with. I mean, Lorenzo Hunt.
Yeah, that's the first name that came to my mind.
First Hunt,
person.
Chris Camozzi. Mike Richmond, Mike Perry, Dave Mundell.
Yes,
there is a laundry list of fucking.
There we go. There's his career right there. BKFC. We just named it.
Yeah, we just named
his whole
5.
list. You just named the whole list.
Hey, if Alan Belcher ever comes back, an Alan Belcher King Mo fight would be fucking dope as hell. I mean, I think he won the heavyweight Grand Prix for Ryzen, so he could fight heavyweight. King Mo can do it. He could fight 80, 85, 205 heavyweight. He's a fucking beast. I don't know. He's retired right now. He's a coach, but he's going to come on. We're going to talk to him, and maybe we'll find out if he's got the itch. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And thank you so much, Jay Davis from Turp House Farms, for hooking us up, because we get to talking to Jay, and Jay, we ended up meeting Mo, and so thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Jay Davis, thank you so much. He's in the comments, so
yeah,
I salute you.
So there you go, guys. Make sure you're tuned in. We're going to be back live again tomorrow night. Our first guest of the evening will be Kelvin Rayford, and we're going to talk to him, and then we're going to have King Mo on for probably a longer type segment than we have been doing with some of the fighters, because he is kind of a special guest tomorrow night.
Yep.
So with that said, Mikey, I don't know if we got much else to talk about. You got anything else?
Nah, not till tomorrow. Let's not spill all the beans till tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you get to buckedup.com. Use promo code Mike and Mish. Get 20% off. And get over to LIV Dynamic on Instagram. Follow Dynamic Life. Become a patient. Live long.
And prosper.
Pound it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get it in with the Mike and Mish stack. Thank you guys. We love you for tuning in. And thank you to our guests. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Peace.